maluhit tuta Mr. Talam sa marag masawra te halal kuk mo sa bayadal mera Elan tuta mera family mang lo illegal bo mura family Mr. Talam se man marungu do maul duswe do dar se mora bakal Dios o yang asune rabal wadar belaw magidal other belaw akma me warungu ko Elan tuta to be here lo bantir tigal okyak sang gidra family Himal ayaman mo talgibal meo del lomo ra familiar di sel lomingi largida maldi mo ngil basul it's worth it lengar nga additional al guest talgidal mal maro ko musubir el Elan tuta malway se Elan tuta nga niya obengeda Eleanor Titiml ngang adil ko nombre kal nga ay gagi dali college, amla finish college, metal ngartira before, mela huk morning sa isel wasing kukwang nga kukosir Elan blabol kuk marira college. Ang kaya ko talanga kabela milusel kay Bill Gates scholarship. Dira kalong ngartira Elan along get Elan tutawa Mr. Kin rasengal sa kuma, nga ngalgela tatasi sa kuma masiska sa kuma, and nga nga first year ni pinakal Gates Scholar mang Mr. Talam, the house is full of Gates Scholars. E pinakal mat na mo dahil tuta welcome Miss Shunrang Chin Mr. Oche by Tumechub pinakal Gates Scholars, so we're gonna be talking to them Elan tutal kinela plan certain tomo uli pakngawla sa Eleanor Titiml kora mo rulia opening statement tani Elan tutals and all the tiraro ko mo processin di sel kora the swalla wa say tial achievement terkaw ang ngaral family values al uba kamil garanya mo multi gidel malklol tangakal al mera abulwada bela your success ram bela so
Manuel tutal marul ang lesbian naming circle family are with Uduch Sengebau-Senior. Like she said, my name is Eleanor Titiml. I am the daughter of the late Titiml of Maralong State and the daughter of Sera Salvador Titiml of Pilalu State. And I just want to say I'm malungilang ko kalmartel ng okli mga ador tilkangi o ngalakil Shunrang Oche. I haven't formally congratulated them for being the first Palau Gate Scholars out of Palau, Mizenti High School. Kudos to Mizenti and Father Rich and all the teachers and their supporters that made this possible for them, especially 2016 was the last cohort of Gates Williams Scholars worldwide, so that's a very big accomplishment. It was by far the most competitive because it was the last one. So congratulations to you too. And back to what Senator Sengebau asked, what family values sort of achieve what I've achieved in the past 4 years, in the past 8 years in high school and everything. And what I can say about that is being in Sedang Bar, thing like in the other vela, what ashuang arki the what the tele, what umbrella, ling what ashuang arki the bangartiang, what other mes, what other mo sedong mulrar. And I think for me, what helped me while I was away was the fact that I was Palauan and I knew I was Palauan and I was proud to be Palauan. I was the only Palauan at Creighton University and I was the only Palauan in Omaha to begin with, and I was proud of that and I carried that on my head and my shoulders. And when I introduced myself, I said my name was Eleanor and I'm from the Republic of Palau. Regardless of whether or not I had brothers that lived 2 hours away from me, and in my official Creighton papers, I was from Wayne, Nebraska, because that's where my brothers live. I introduced myself saying that I was Palauan, and I had to make it after that. After saying I was from Palau, some other Belao, I had so many questions to answer. What country is that? Do you guys live on hammocks? Do you have cars? Where you're from? Yeah. It was the same old questions all the time, but I was always so willing to answer. And I think as far as my academic and my general undergraduate success is concerned, I think for me, this is what my friends say and the people that I worked with, was that I was very outspoken and like I love to talk and I can talk for hours, and my family encouraged that when I was growing up, and I speak my mind, and I think to be in the College of Business at Creighton, that was something that was very valued in the classroom, and when I was with my classmates, because my professors saw that I and I ask my questions, and if I don't like something, I say what I don't like, and that was not only my success in the classroom, it was my success in my sorority, as an executive in my sorority, and in my job as a resident advisor. And as a resident advisor, like I take care of at least 55 students, freshmen and sophomores all together, and that's a lot of responsibility. Like and at some point you're gonna have to say what's right, and you're gonna have to say, you have to kind of draw the line of what to do and what not to do. And I think as a Palawan woman, I was proud of that, and I was proud to share my culture. Like, you know, like being roommates is something that's very foreign to Americans, because you're not exposed to an extended family as you're growing up. You're exposed to a nuclear immediate family. Like you're raised with cousins and second cousins and third cousins, so like in the same room, and like when your cleanliness and your everything. So I think those are just some of the very few Palawan values as far as that helped me like in my job and in my academic success, as far as like respect and women empowerment is something I think is the most important thing that I used as an undergraduate.
Matsegi o malang mesmo umul lagi ako ramal tablo ta stand up. Hindi mo ay sige dul say pangilo atigiri ka angaral. What was your major? Atigiri ka blamur bachelor ka ngarangaral field or silom to Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska.
I graduated with a BSBA, which Creighton considers as a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, but my concentration was in Management and Human Resources and Marketing.
Management and Human Resources.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Mr. Sakuma next. Maybe a short opening statement, and maubra first year ka, yung ngara school ke, yung lewa ngara. Mr. Talam sang kadiram la tal datakal Mr. Sakuma. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Talam sa adal ko promotal mo madamil sa sira alto dan mora school, maubra first year ngi magdira books in his opening statement to wow ay sarili.
Ay buto taw Senator Uduch Salvador Marol Adrolens. And just want to apologize for being late. Actually, with miscommunication, but we're here and we're ready to and we're happy to tell everyone what we've experienced and our hopes for the future. O nga klara sa nakalila tala sila sa Sakuma siska sa Sakuma, and Naskura University of Scranton, Pennsylvania. East Coast, and I'm currently majoring in economics. And yes, I just finished my first year. The University of Scranton is a Jesuit university, so it's really tight-knit as a good community, a Jesuit community, as well as other communities. University of Scranton, there aren't any other Micronesians or Pacific Islanders, and we're gimle tawangan na Savior mo one nga Gate scholar imol other bela nakasmit na kasi Savior tira kami senti Brandon Patrice nga nagala Thomas Patrice.
Yes.
And we have two other Yappies and Pompeian classmate Margie nga nagala Mr. Carl. And we're a small community there, and because we're the only Mechanicians, everyone knows us, and they wanna ask questions, and as well as the financial aid. They always invite us over, and we would tell them stories about Palau and what we want to do with the school and our hopes. And also, in the past, I think there have been a number of Palauans that went, like Judge Paloy and Uncle Reinhardt.
Reinhardt sila,
yeah.
kita alumni ra kita le sa school.
Alumni school. So the financial aid, those who have been there for a while, they know them, and that's how they know us.
Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. Kamo ay sige, while family values that you have all makangartier el altar malkate scholar no matter first year or as granted.
Even family values like who you're raised with, and na savior, we're proud to be Palauans, and we wanna put a good name for us, and as well as help others. So just being surrounded by the Palauans at Xavier, we wanted to strive for the best. And as a freshman, Arley was a senior, and she got the gates, so everyone looked up to her, and we wanted to strive for our best. And then going to college, we went as a small community, 5 Mechanicians, and there we helped each other as a community as well, and reached out, joined the clubs, and living learning community school, and through that we got to know more of the school, and we joined in doing service, community service, helping the poor, and as well because Scranton is like a small city, and there's a small population of people who are homeless, and and those living in learning communities would often meet up to make to plan for like things to help those homeless or just activities in the school.
Kila malungil maldira kalungil lultaswe kira dal ako mesringira ikal high schooler belaw lak matingat mulwasi kom kira nga certain amount of hours ang ngara school at Xavier kira malwan donate tateme malol nga sewara either homeless alo binigel wal kwa non-profit organizations mo mal aswar segi diel community service ang kira mal provide the meal al morabal wam. So that's thank you for sharing that part. Mr. Talam so report tigal mal recent give a shout out and mora rumong yoba tiragi dia motma tiragi triel team al tolger Titiml wasit scholars na Bill Gates and also kumang nganya dito ay sa tirel tigal tingel wasit tiang amali misel tangakal scholarship siya nung tigal nga lolo ko ya Miss Titiml very competitive. Take the last year nilo Shunrang ama oche awabla bol ender say the Gates Millennium Scholarship there. We're talking about a lot, like 60,000 applicants.
At least 65.
At least 65,000 applicants. Yeah, Shunrang mo oche ngila scholarship. Yeah. May lang tamal masaw lang kagi dali Mr. Sakuma Miss Titiml ko mla share mang Elan ko mo mga to or kami we oche ka Shunrang, and thank you for coming on air mo share sel story ro mo ka mo or ka ko ni oche mo ay sa basin tawata nga parents ka, and then maybe you can also tell us Camille it became the success that you are today al loso pa Bill Gates scholarship.
Palang ito tan maadara ko Lorenz, Makal Senator, Mr. Talams, Nakabel Asel o Titiml, ak maligela oral watanabe ma Silverio Jacob Tumechub, nga dir ka nagkredit ami sentik, dir ka dir matagtagan nilog tale scholarship. I would say the family values that helped me through this process. I would say patience is one of them, because that's Bill Gates scholarship process is really long and complicated, and getting patience to go through it. Then again, do order determination. mal ka din hindi mal ka mal keep up with the work essays that you have to do and tune in. Like what Eleanor and Rasen said, respect is really important, especially marikita at bela ulat umungol ang close value rigi. Tira kal minungol artikel at masaya nga article process malawang asulir sa plot ni lutal scholarship mal closean marawa Father Rich material ko na support nga through this whole process let dahil naka sa mutal scholarship.
Pela ko mo ay sa mga school rin.
Akma school nga niya sa University of Scranton na Pennsylvania.
Hindi ka ulit masingara mo major ka? Not yet. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like saying what do you want to be when you grow up. Okay. Tanong ko nga meron ko para Miss Chin. Your parents, what in your family?
Okay. Malingit to talaga kami na ko, Lorenz, mga mingartiyang, nakakilakasyon ng Chin. Naligala, gawin Chin, malilian masa haru. Yung nakadinak kami na Carter Tra, Vicente High School. And to be honest, tal gate scholarship, tal application, one application, malilap talo, kung mabalin. Nakalangarang egal essay sa takadil one time medalus el margo ginadal sa Father Rich mang edit for second or draft or even fourth. And angital one time nanas ko na tutawin mula sa where's your essay mang kasi Father Rich I'm not done kasi if you're not turning it in by the end of the day I'm not writing your nomination letter mang okay I'll turn it in. Mamral, akti meron mga nasa baklawsen, malulingi, ako mamiiway, mamigay sa ratri, malulingi lang mal, nasa kaltunin na rin niya, or wala ka lang sa nomination letter. Ako din kung para di magtak, tundit ko lang nila. And way kaya kita lokoy tirang, o mangul, to areng, o milang mesa ako, tiyan maklog tutul, takoy. Klog tutul, value sa may other below. And yeah, like I said, they're really important. And hindi kayo.
Oo.
Nga kamuras ko rate kita University of Scranton laban tirang. Hindi tiraksan mo short book may charangarang NV. Ako ralin towards ko raswa kan mo lawyer. Hindi tiraksan mo short.
Oh, a woman after my heart. Okay, kuman masulang ilang book Marcel next I'm to start with Eleanor. With your bachelor's, so what plans are after this? Where are you going, and are you still with the Gates scholarship program?
After this in August, ako mabulmura Chicago, Illinois, and I'm going to be pursuing my master's in education in cultural and international educational policy. And this is my first time to be living in Chicago. I'm really excited for the move. I've spent almost 4.5 years in Omaha, Nebraska, and I feel that this is a move that's necessary for a big change in my life, this full-fledged adult life that I'm entering. And it's very exciting. I'm really excited and kind of to start another chapter. And I'm still with the Gates Millennium Scholarship.
And Sabira Gates will support ka through your 2 years with your masters?
Yes.
Okay. And stop al ubeng mga pursuran mo like a PhD and tamutal support ka ubeng di more say the level.
So in your undergrad, this is probably just
information
and a factual information that's necessary for background.
So
the Gates Millennium Scholarship, it's a 10-year contract. That's pretty much 4 or 5 years in undergrad, depending on whether you choose to finish your undergrad years in 4 years or 5 years. And then it's like a 2 or 3 year graduate school limit, and then it's like a 2-year professional school for your doctorates.
Okay.
So I got 4 years undergrad. My program is at least 2.5 years if I take summer school. But once you are in undergrad, you can choose whatever major you want. But when you go to grad school and professional school, I think it's 5 or 6 specific fields of study that the Gates Foundation coins as underrepresented by minorities.
Okay.
So what that is that like field that engineering, mathematics, science, education, public health, and those are the only fields of study that Gates is able to fund graduate school, professional school. So when I'm more cultural and educational policy, I'm able to be funded by the Gates for 2.5 years. But when you get to graduate school, the financing has different stipulations, limitations. Over a public school, a private school, your funding kind of changes like that. It's not as free and easy as in your undergrad. So.
Okay, I'm still on for sharing that. Okay, so right now, kami Rowell, see, it's support kami up to 10 years.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Mukhang narangal tanga.
But it's like, just so everybody knows, you have to still be eligible for federal financial aid.
Okay.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't know.
Oh.
And then you still have to reapply for funding. So every year, like every summer, June, July, like your transcripts you have to make sure your transcripts are passed on to the foundation. You have to kind of like reapply, like you fill out a form and you send it in.
You know, maintain a certain GPA to be able to be at the level of submittal fund out.
Yes, so I don't think the foundation can necessarily take away the scholarship from you unless you formally defer. However, if you go below like a 2.5, then you're put on like an academic probation, like other foundation and then they set you up with like an academic advisor that helps you kind of keep up grades for the next semester. Just because it is a scholarship and you are considered a scholar, like you have to kind of keep up with like at least adequate, like minimum of 2.5, and then you go into probation.
Kami rin ko din la elementary school of Bella.
Yes.
Okay, you blaray gagi na Maristela.
Maricel, class of 2008.
2008. Okay, Maristela. And I'm gonna ask the same question or more kami rin ko. Ngara advisor ka for nga school elementary lang. Mo si Iloring si Terasyo malud na sa TV sa kasukan mo masukan mo Eleanor Titiml. Ngara duri say what is it about the way you were raised that growing up Pablo Belao even my parents mang musubilo to be high achievers.
I don't know if I am qualified to give parental advice. I don't know so that's advice our parents or like I don't know if I'm even at the level of like advising kids. But here's what I think. I think elementary and more high school. I think one thing they need to kind of remember and keep in mind is that even though maristela like you got to tell them school not only academically but even socially, like how you socialize with people and whatever you do in elementary school really shapes like your mentality, and like I feel like your mental state and your mentality and how you think is really what's important for how you want to like go about your high school years, and then from high school you carry that on to like college and whatever it is you choose to. Like college is not for everyone. I always say that because say college is the only way out. So it probably seems like that. There's a lot more opportunities, so they say college isn't the only way. But and like that's kind of like the way to think. So people can use that and it's okay and it's fine. But the main thing is that there's a lot of things out there, and your life is so much greater than just Palau and just like high school in Palau and like elementary school and like what naman makita ng oksel gistira ng algoraman like dati almora school and vote or like dati almora school and ginaholding our Belao, like that to me that's really sad and it really breaks my heart, but because there's so many opportunities out there that you can like take and grasp and then do whatever it is you want. And like just recently, like somebody I forget their name, but was just on an athletic scholarship. Like that's unheard of, but that's so common in the States. Like there's so many things that young plants can do, and it's like maldiora, like like elementary school or high school, who you hang out with is also really important.
Yes, important then.
So like it may not seem like it, sa mga belaw, because like the like friends, and I'm being blunt, but there's so many, there's the mga belaw so you want to like please your friends, and peer pressure. There's peer pressure everywhere in the world.
How do you deal with peer pressure?
I think for me, like I was okay with with being by myself, with being different. I don't know, like I always felt different. It may not seem like it, but I always felt different. But one thing about me is that I was content and I was happy to like being an oblige, TV, like because I didn't get that 9 months out of 12.
School, so you want to hang out.
And not a lot of my friends understood that, but it's okay. Like I was fine with it. Now, none of my friends here kind of understood why and everything, but it's okay for me. I was kind of, I think I kudos to my mom and my family, because I think I was comfortable in my own skin at a very young age, and that comes with a lot of maturity, and that's not for everyone, but that's what my mom kind of instilled in me, and kudos to her. So I kind of had my own way of thinking. This is just me personally speaking, and I think that's what I kind of owe a lot of my success to. So high school is very important. Like your life is so much bigger than high school in Palau, and there's so much out there, and you just gotta go get it.
Okay, Kamal Musula, for your inspiring message. Getting it's your character, umaralim, and then really just be able to stay on course. Not, hindi ako mataktal be different eh.
Yeah.
Okay. Kada por ka kung
Ako, advice the swap kasi malungil berarti kayo del elementary. Ako kasi high school is there for a reason, and that's to prepare you for college, and it's crucial. It's important. You should take full advantage. And another thing is that like what Marley said is choose good friends, people who would help you learn, help you grow up, who you want to grow up with, and people who would think in advance, like into the future, and of course you would want to think about ways in which you can grow, become a better person, and who you want to grow with. And like I said during the last during last summer, during the Week to Lead with Rumong, what I said to the kids, you would want to surround yourself with successful people. And to think of it, that's what I did at Xavier. I was surrounded by people like Rumong, Lay, Joab, Martin, and so many countless others. Even the people younger than me, I look up to them, and they look up to me. So in that way, we sort of help each other. And another thing is, in college, it's also, you can also fall into the wrong groups, just like in high school. So make the right decision, and always think in the future how you can invest in yourself and how you can grow, and just don't think about now, think about the future. That's what I think is important.
And sige, di na kamal sa future Michael Kulokora wale. Tial success ako may for you. It's success for Palur Bella Roger, but most especially your family. Tamral proud ako may family kami for what you've achieved today as Gate Scholars.
Can I say something? I think since we're on the topic of advice, the best advice that I got in high school was from my theology teacher, Mr. Gabe Rossi, and what he said to me was very unsugar-coated. It was very blunt, straightforward, and what he said was, the most beautiful thing about college is that it's an opportunity to literally reinvent yourself. Like for Shunrang and Oche, like come out, like you guys are leaving Palau, and it's like this is an entirely like new place, new environment, new people. For 4 years, like you can forget about like whatever it is like you're kind of like holding with regret. I don't know if you guys regret anything, but whatever it is that you guys kind of want to reinvent, refresh, whatever, like this is like the most prime time. Like nobody knows where you come from unless you tell them, and nobody knows what you've done, and nobody knows. It's kind of like the second golden ticket that you can get in life, and you can. No, I'm serious. Like, amen. You can literally reinvent yourself, and you can literally recreate your life from then on. And that was like the best like advice I got, because it's so true. Like Sirakprak right then, I was the only like other Bilangar saying, nobody knew me. I had to like take 10 steps forward to meet people and like tell them where I'm from, like and those are they say that you meet your lifelong friends in college. You become the most yourself in college, and that's the version of yourself that you carry on when you go into the workforce, or you become parents and whatever. So it really is an opportunity to reinvent yourself, and I really hope you guys do. Not that you're not any good right now, but that's just something you should remember.
I remember I had the most fun in college. I said, college is where really you want to enjoy and love school. So, and my degree was in English and philosophy. Maral, like she said, so at sa classroom, so you really can come out of your shell and participate in class discussions, and thank you for that. Miss Titiml Oche, Sel was you're Maristela, yeah?
Ay, convertemos.
Oh, okay. Wow. Ooh, Maristela.
These stars, man.
Sisters. Baka mo ay si Ela kung sumugok mo niya ring sa mga elementary. Lo me sete sa mga malsokal timo ang kiki Oche. And what can you share to them or what advice in more elementary? Maluben cook more parents active.
Sure time.
The first ako di siya experience na magsal perfect. So, I always struggle with peer pressure. Actually, ako lupte. My father Rich, one incident that happened. Ako lupte, man bilok. And then he made me realize something. He asked me like 2 questions. First, he said, if you are put in a situation that you don't want to be in, then you have to ask yourself 2 questions. So first the question, I say, what do you want? And then the second question is, what are you doing about it? So that's kind of helped me overcome peer pressure, because sa personal situation, hindi ako ask mo sa swag, ang amli so kasi tama, multi-gates, more college, and my whole future stuff. And then said to say, what am I doing about it? I said to learn, and then I'm not doing anything about it. So I have to like get my first step back, and all mo roy, all mabagti kira ka capital, and all Shunrang. I focus on sulle.
A good crowd.
Yeah, you have to be around a good crowd. So my advice to more taking the 8th grade or people in high school, saying gamal tolerang meet crowd, let tige malhelp per kao, kung titigil malhelp per kao, berla sulle, may gil important, may gil swam. May gil kadir ko lang titigil, adal ko share same family values as you do, lang very important on the way you act and stuff.
Thank you so much. Come to repeat again questions. Father Richard Dinogalo Singire, Malogera, I get the 2 questions of yourself.
The first question is, what do you want? And then the second question is, what are you doing about it?
Okay. Those are great questions. Kada pong pungi. Maristela Tireo. And what made you the success that you are today? And what do you want to tell the kids? Elementary, Loren Sertiao, Batamome, Sewasi, Hakamal, Shunrang. And also to parents who something you learned growing up and who are effective from your parents and share that as well.
Okay, so kumilingal ka lareng. Kung makadong mara school, lakot na mabla ka ng new. Tigal ko mara high school, and mag-graduate. Hinta ka mamtas, hinta ka mara school, and like, everyone keeps saying, kotel ba to ka scholarships, and most ba to karangal mag-graduate.
Why say?
So, mabla ka ng new, and yeah.
Okay. Ano yung kora sa share kora growing up, kora play help prakal.
Okay, so growing up, sarap kaya and active alam ko kaya friends nga taka ko mama sa haru may dasi. And sige dalam magaro lalang kaya friends nga kadira kalusis akla kay gigil palang values ng mga malang mess mall masara yeah gigil ako tamneh para in life. For example, sa lagi para HSA ang ako naman doon talaga avel malang mesa mall. Yang ni tikal bebirangal ka ng awareness di serbo masertir ako mase makamelo lang ng parol parangot alam
Mugro ng
Carvela. Yes. And part regal essay stragate sa ko di ask questions about us. Most regal essay sa mga activities of mga kangal Carvela when mga may chida teteler
Okay. Kamla HSA, kamla rangal
Stanford University. Nakama-oche.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about that. Ang mga experience ko sige the HSA. What did you learn from that?
Okay. Sila ko pero mga akmal nervous sila mas tikal nga karang bar na karang intimidate nga ako. Tikal nga karang bar na tinidmal ko yung sorry. Sa yung mga class ako ra din mo wala ko ra lagi na questions but then as time went on ako ra man no mil nga class again ang questions sa professor and I got along with the Professor Ellis, CC, Masisi. Actually really cool.
In Stanford.
He also went to JSA.
Oh, okay. Alam ko ra kaya ito para kin ko. Mo ay sa experience sa HSA. Sa Junior Statesman
Of America.
of America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nakaman yung experience na nakakama talaga I'll live by myself or like independently. Ako na talaga musubok ni sa next year. Ako talaga kaya hingabit sa college. Actually, ako na-change yung perspective pero nga in life. Ako may second problems are Belaw and not how it only affects Belaw but how it affects other countries as well. Pagpapag nga below. Hindi na kanahit pa nga mo opinionated.
I love that. Yes.
Country will
Museum will speak your mind.
my mind that I'm marur or like what is she or what sa mga do. So sige na kami take it help pa nga.
Thank you. You know, kita one of the advice ko kumle coming from Tirigel Mikael Adel here last Monday ako mula say di ako wala akong marur. Especially for young men. Sa alal kung man marinirtira ko ra try something new malume. Ito marur man diha si step up ko ra mo to out of themselves manuiri tel marmarkaw Mr. Sa pumal gira la HSA experience ra ka makora advice gira sa alal. Kam gira la mal sa kamarur. Marawon mo diha gira dal waisel mal sa kamarur. So HSA first day for say again.
Ako na HSA 2014, the year before Shunrang and Oche. Nga kama club tangal ba?
Okay.
Magalusi. Terong low scholarship. We were fortunate enough to get the scholarship with the help of Father Rich and of course some other teachers and from doing essays and I learned a lot at GSA.
Hindi ka mula Stanford?
Oh, it must Stanford. I met the same professors that taught Shunrang and Oche and they taught me like public speaking, debating skills and other essay ways of making essays. And one thing I want to tell the Palauans now or kids in high school, specifically males, is that you would want to get out of your comfort zone. Like, don't be nervous. Just nothing bad can really come about from being nervous or getting out of your comfort zone. The best thing that can happen is that you meet people and you'll learn more. And another thing is that of course there are so many opportunities. Pamakok nga Jesuit University, so we have a tight-knit community, and of course we have a Gates family. We had a conference, we met Gates scholars, so we have a community there. And we have the APSF, we have Asian Pacific Islanders. We could email back and forth with our advisors and of course the people in charge of APSF. And so yeah, there are so many opportunities. What you want to do is just reach out. One of my good friends from Xavier, Adabalabe, he would always say that there are opportunities. If you see an opportunity, don't take it. You would want to grab it. So that's what he would always say.
Grab it.
Stuck onto me. I would want to grab it every time there's an opportunity, and I would, if I was interested, I would try it, and nothing bad could happen.
Yeah.
Kama man sulang shira kay kita wasing kita dal grab kita bal marabari and take it. Oh, so last time lang artiyang with you, Eleanor, you said you have to paint your future.
Oh yeah.
So sige ta ko ra marmana so what do you mean by paint your future and sell the we'll go around they said was nga sell dulwa sa paint your future nga ka meskaw doing in your future.
Yeah, so last time I was here 2014, I was a sophomore in college, and I said paint your future, and I feel like I'm still painting my future. I think that's kind of like how I look at my own personal life, and really this is just like my own way of thinking. Like like huge canvas, like it's this one huge canvas. So if you're a painter, I can never see myself as somebody so I'll just kind of stick to painting. But I see my life as this one huge canvas, and it's really not complete yet. And the beautiful thing about painting is that if you do something wrong, you can always paint over it. And the beautiful thing about acrylics is that it doesn't show. And that's kind of like how I view my life. Like I go back to Keen and what he said about grabbing opportunities, because that's literally what I did in college. Because college is just like a concentration of like the most intelligent minds. Like you think about your own campuses, like these are probably the top of the notch of every high school. That's why there's nga application process, because you're kind of like cream de la cream of like each high school. So
you are.
And like you're kind of like the big fish in the small pond. You're literally like the small fish in the big pond. And it's gonna be because like you're going to see people that are so much smarter than you, that can like debate better than you, that can do math better than you, even though in high school you were like #1 in your class. And that was my experience, and I loved it because I got to learn a lot, and I only learned a lot if I like had conversations with my friends. Like what I love about my friends is that like we can literally disagree on so many different things, and then at the end of the day like we're still friends. And I think that's where a lot of the learning comes from. And as far as opportunities were concerned, like sa freshman, like I was involved in everything because I just wanted to, like live this college life that I envisioned, growing up. And then by my sophomore year, like I got like burnt out, and then I just kind of stuck to the things that I was really into. And then that's when I like, found myself in a sorority, and I absolutely loved it. I still communicate with my sisters, and I love, the message that it brings. And I grabbed so many opportunities. Like I was able to see the Pope. I was able to speak at the White House to a senator, like about environmental justice, to a Jesuit conference in DC. Like I had a personal statement, and I got to speak in front of Nebraskan senators about climate change and how it's affecting us in Palau and my island. And like you get to really put yourself out there, and regardless of whether they care about, which they really don't care, because like we don't vote for them, so like we have no use for their political plans or anything. But it's the important thing is that you're getting yourself heard. I'm this little like island girl in an island that's 20,000 plus people, and I'm speaking in front of a Nebraskan senator that doesn't even know where I'm from, and I'm telling them that like what America's doing is, you know, sinking my island into many islands near mine. You know? But that was beautiful, and you know.
Wow, but then tell me
I think that's what grabbing opportunity means. Like I got to hike the Grand Canyon. Like there's so many different things that you do in college, and I absolutely loved it. And like what really puts emphasis on grabbing opportunities was our Pope trip to Pennsylvania. Oh no, Philly. It was to Philly. There was 50 slots for the Creighton delegation, and it went live at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning, and in 2 minutes all the slots were filled, and I was actually put on waiting list like all the other things I applied to, like the Gates Millennium Scholarship and so many other important things. But I was able to go on the trip, and I got to see the Pope, and I took that. It was like a 14-hour road trip, and there are so many different things that in college that if you grab opportunities, you meet your lifelong friends, you mark things off your bucket list, and it's not like it's just me. Like all the other Belan na college, they probably like before me, you know, have probably done the same things that that I did or more, and that's just, you know, a message to like all the ones here that like, you know, you can do all these things, you know, if you just put yourself out there. They say that your actual life begins when you step out of your comfort zone, and I think Rosel kind of emphasized that sa other bela sa kamarur so like din mo and you don't speak your mind, and I think, you know, your actual life begins at the end of the comfort zone. It's really just your choice of whether you get into that or not. You miss out on so much when you don't go beyond that. So
ask and you shall receive, knock and open asimul. Ginan mo rin siya knock, ginan mo lingit, and then siya man di ilalak lang kamarur, elever kaw. Ginan mo lingit, amal ube ka knock asimul for the door to be open. Mang sige dia club al kul sige dia el was grab opportunity sige dia mo man modern asimul to see it was in say eman mo so take that chance and do it. Okay, so next you tell kam arain namang, you know, take your future. What's your future like? What do you see yourself?
Your future. I'm still painting mine. Like Nerdy said, I'm not an artist, but of course, practice makes perfect. So try your best. You'll become a better artist, or you'll paint your future better with practice, and just don't give up. Sige weekend Eleanor film my classmates went they went with my teachers, so they went to Philly, but then I couldn't go because I had a conference.
The Gates conference.
East for the East Scholars. Shunrang and Uduch will experience that. We had it in Virginia. I was there with around like 500 Gates Scholars. African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, Asian Americans, so many people, and so many stories, and I also met with APSF, Asian Pacific Islander, and through there I made so many friends because I wasn't nervous, so or whatever. I met them. We exchanged emails, and we exchanged stories, and
we get business cards.
Yeah, we got business cards. So we gave them to each other, and we had speakers, surprise speakers, guest speakers, and since this year's the last cohort for Gates Scholars. Shunrang and Uduch will probably have a really good conference.
And think malalo ti sa the Gates family woman support and make sure yung scholars sa school. You have a lot of support services and more Gates scholars.
We have advisors. They always email back and forth, and
say the family. It's the family network. Okay. Kada pong arkaw Uduch. Again, congratulations to you.
Yeah,
too.
thank you.
Ay sila si Sem dodolo si pay your future. Nga ako ko mes ang nila la future.
Nakal-other ko nga sa process ako ko prepare ang paint. And then I hope my future so of course ako mas kuleg so kan mamling sin so kan lang arang hindi man nga this way so kan mutul merbela do something. I don't know what is it, but at least do something and help community rebella because ako sa Lumes, like the more we progress and the more problems that kita mo face. So I just want to do something and help community rebella rebella.
Okay, thank you. Sure na.
Mga kamakla, direct na din ang ourself process and make something. Prepare agad brush, mga yes, ang sa kalmara school, I'm and give back to the community just as they have helped me. And especially at Rablir, temer mo support their tear and stop giving my parents headaches. Temer lang headaches. So I will come back and give back to my family for all the things they've done.
Thank you so much. I gave you wayal tulsa. It really just comes back to that biblical verse tulsa that he was saying, ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall be open, seek and you shall find. Titiml they'll go after opportunities like you have all done. You will become gate scholars. Mga kuram arain, so your final message, siguro siya AWME, or just thank for the support tak narong siya kila Father Rich so many times. Mga shout out to more Father Rich in Zenti High School for really pushing you and mo submit tayo essay sa kami I'll get the Gate Scholarship. I'm sure Father Rich na rin naman instrumental. So let's start with you again Eleanor, and then you can go in final statement to some or other who've helped you along the way.
I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful. I'm forever grateful for so many different people. Other that have showed endless and countless support in my educational journey and just my life in general. I say that I was raised by my family, but I was raised by a lot of members of my family, my mom and her sisters and her brothers and my dad and all his siblings and my extended family. Like they always gave me blessings. Ever since Sakuma Savior and then now into college. I want to thank all my teachers, since Maristela, Savior, and even at Creighton. I remember all my teachers. I think that's one thing that young people should do is that really remember your teachers. I literally remember my teachers from kindergarten, like Camila, on the way to Ramsey in 8th grade, and then Savior, they come and go just volunteers. Now all my teachers at Savior are my friends. When I went to my conference in DC, I was able to meet up with Stephanie. She was my biology and chemistry teacher, and now she's in med school in Georgetown, and she was able to come down to the conference and see me. And Emily was pursuing graduate school in Loyola Chicago, which is the school I'm going to, and she was with the Loyola Chicago delegation, and we were able to, connect on an adult level. You meet so many friends, and now that I'm here, at Mistri or and we're talking on the same levels. We're talking about educational issues, mga school, in there, they say I'm a product of Pluribela, and I'm really a product of my teachers and my family and all that they've done. And shout out to Father Rich. He really supported me at Xavier. That my Gates journey is a different story for a different day. It was highly complicated, and I honestly I would not. You should ask Father Rich what that was like. But I really wouldn't have gotten this scholarship if it wasn't for Father Rich and the Savior teachers at that time. So shout out to all of them.
Kasi
I just want to thank everyone, family, friends, especially to you, Senator Udo and Mr. Talams for the opportunity to be here to speak. And thank you for everything, for those who have helped me, supported me, shaped who I am today. Most especially to my grandmother, Siska. She's been there for me. She's raised me and she's taught me important things. And of course, to Father Rich for helping me with school, with just with life. And one last thing for those people listening, don't forget, take the extra step. There are opportunities. You just have to seek them. You just have to grab them. Don't be scared, and nothing bad can really happen from that as a result.
Okay, thank you so much, Elsa. Ela, the work of Oche, Malotor Bella, whom the Sangania, the one Labella said to Malotor Bella. No, oi, speaking Palau. So, your final statement.
Maran ako di scholar suliar ko adalo reng sama senator Udo Sengebau-Senior te alme ki share experience ma tiso ko no ta orang suliar adra play ma rokol suliar ba baska ma rokol to kal balon da mal ulak martal al time te ko so kalor nga suliar madal sa ngira nga sa dira ka man help ra process certain gates ma local advice bla bla nga di ngal into consideration. Dira ka sa kalor nga sula la Father Rich and dira ka man help nga in life in general. Ma help nga bro lang decision for myself I realize aswa ka magel atil po rule. Adi ka di advice nga more trail sa alo sa dira nga asa nga mase umurura ka di song tell Bible verse of Bible you shall knock and you shall find ask you shall receive. Sige ta.
Thank you. Shunrang.
Pwede sa kalora nga sular at rapli, mar vlogger friends na kung maranga karala rin sa alkali, magtaka ka sa haro. And hindi na kaman sa kalora nga sular lab teacher Santi for the recommendation letter. And most especially, Claude, thank you, maraba pa rich mama mi Toluk.
Yay!
Toluk, man, she stayed up till like 10 to 11 and obvious, alam mo sa kama, marulay lang, make sure you submit on time. So, thank you, Toluk and Father Rich.
Man masale, siya special shout out ang mura Toluk sa kuma kay Gidel mal take care to our students sa Vicente. And tinggal ko para labang la program lagi mukuman masalo no subiun may to share your stories balsi irang ngal kana may kasi kung di mo to ang so exciting and mura balura marigele to go to different places, meet different people mo viral ayamara audience nga maktigal blata maktimulo to amrige so hopefully next show mo make sure mo si atam ko korbela akti matingit mo ba siya kagitali Eleanor ma kin sila nga Xavier High School hindi ka allowed mo ko korbela unless at nga regel pasyol tolget mo hats walgora tiakal hat sa legal hat sa lumang argit ay ikaw customer house mang alto mutal para malda mo smang rin din manukot ko naman rin. But thank you so much to our audience. Thank you Mr. Talams for this family hour. Makuka sel next sel bonakapter family hour. God bless us all.